And then let's start. So, how many of you have attended the demo session that we had last week? Last week?
Me attended. This is Amit.
Okay. Who else? Lata was there, right? Or was she there? Okay, there's one more student we have to wait. So just give me 2 more minutes and then we'll start if he hasn't joined. Amit, what we discussed last time, what you came to know about Salesforce? Do you remember what we talked about in the last class?
Yeah, a couple of things. Actually, yesterday I also listened the audio sent by the Raj.
Okay, he sent it yesterday?
Yeah, he sent it, yeah, yesterday or day before yesterday.
The demo
yeah,
session
like,
one or the 5-6 minutes audio? Which one?
No, demo session we had on 7th May.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, like I heard again and I make notes, like it is one of the CRM tool.
Very good.
And it's the most important, it's a cloud base. So there is no need, like we don't need any physical server or anything for that. And like administrator needs to be customize the like apps, to develop the apps, and like to also using Chatter for the social media platform.
Yes.
And yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Okay. So let's start then. So what we're going to go ahead today is I'll walk you through the. Did I also covered about what are objects, what are tabs, what are application? I just want to remind. Did we do that? We did, right?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay, so everyone is familiar. Is anyone new in this class so that I have to give him a little bit idea about the previous one, or is everyone has attended? Okay, Amit is there. Lata was there last time. Madhu is from ERP. Okay. Okay, Madhu is new. So it's your first class. Okay. So I'll just give you a quick brief idea. It's not something that you missed because it was just plain like a demo session. Nothing we have covered on that, but I'll just give you an overview of what Salesforce is. So Salesforce is like an online CRM, which is basically called as the customer relationship management tool. Now, what is this customer relationship management? Any company that gets started, any company or any business, let's say you want to start with, you have two things. You have customers and then you have your product, right? You have the product that you basically sell to your customers. So these are the two things that you need to manage. These are the two important things. The customers, because they are the key for your revenue, and the product that basically you have a business for. That's what you're selling to those customers. So these customers, we need a place where we can manage these customers. See, if there are only 2-3 people, yeah, you can store it in your Excel sheet and everything, right? That's okay. But if you have a lot of employees and if you have a lot of companies that you're dealing with, then you need something solid kind of stuff where you can keep track of your customers. You can see how much revenue each customer generated. If you have multiple products, which product is doing good, which product is giving you maximum sales, how to increase sales, how to forecast. Forecasting is one of the very important aspect in today's days, because what is the meaning of forecasting? We want to know where our whatever the trends that we are following, where we will 5 years from now. Okay, and that's how people are going to, that's how companies makes revenue, because they know that, okay, after 5 years our country growth would be something like this. So if that forecasting went wrong, then kind of you're screwed. So forecasting is also very important that we need to do when we're talking about the CRM. So managing the customers, anything related to the customers, if the customer has any issues with the product, okay, if there is a, if he bought a phone, if your company is dealing with selling of phones, and if that product and that phone has an issue, then whom you're going to contact? You're going to go ahead and contact the customer service, right? So those things also, whenever that particular customer has any issue, that also gets dragged into this to the Salesforce CRM. Now, there's another point here called leads. Leads are, who are leads? Leads are nothing but those are the people who are interested to buy your product, but they haven't bought it. Okay, it's like you're looking for an iPhone, but you haven't purchased this. You're still looking. You're just looking around some phones. You might buy the Samsung one. You just take looking around. Lead. So that's what the lead is. A person who might generate a sale, who hasn't shown interest in your product, but he has not bought anything yet. So that is a lead. And leads are very important, because more number of leads, more will be the profit. Because if, let's say, you have about 1,000 leads, you have seen in your, whenever you browse around, if you go to a particular website these days, this is very common that there's a pop-up showing up and say, and they will have some free gift to you, and then they'll say, hey, if you want this free gift, then go ahead and put your email address, right? So what they're trying to do here is they're capturing the leads, because since you are at the website, that means you're interested for that website. If, let's say, that website is about fitness, means you're looking for some fitness product, right? So then they're trying to capture your email or whatever information they can, and then they'll say, okay, we'll give you this free gift, and then they'll send you in the email. But then you will start seeing that they're sending you emails every 2 days, every 3 days. And one of the email would be, hey, if you buy this product, you'll have 6 packs ab and 2 weeks of whatever the thing is. So if, let's say, you have 1,000 people's email, and let's say 1% of the people converted, means 1% of the people converted means that even if 1% bought your product, so let's say your cost of your product was just $47, and 1% of this 1,000 is basically what, how many people? 10 people. You made about 4,700 in one email. This is why leads capturing is very important. And you've seen that whenever you go to Macy's, those people will say, we'll give you 10% discount if you subscribe to our coupons or anything. Why? Because they'll keep sending you good Macy's deal, and then you'll be in the store every 2 days because of those deal, and that's how they're going to generate more and more profit. So all these things, you don't have to, before the CRM, they have to do a separate system to capture leads. They have a separate system to maintain what orders. They have a separate system to keep track of any issues that the customer is facing. So the CRM gives you everything bundled together. And it's a very easy to use tool. It's like a learning any tool. If you have Microsoft Excel or whatever this, Microsoft is a tool, right? So you have PowerPoint, you have Excel, etc. So you have learned that. So similarly, Salesforce CRM is also like a tool that you just need to learn about it. It's a cloud-based, and what does that mean? Means you don't have to have a username. You don't have to have like a server or anything installed on your computer. What you can do is you go to this developer.salesforce.com, and this is the website you go to, and then you just register your account here. So if you go up here, developer.salesforce.com, and you just go ahead and sign up here on this right hand side. This is the place to sign up. And once you sign up, they'll ask you for your information. This is the information that you have to provide. And then the email address, you have to provide the right email address, because this is the email they will use to send you the password link. Okay, Madhu, try to do this right now. Go to developer.salesforce.com, and if someone has not created their Salesforce account, I recommend to do it right away, because I want you to practice along with me. So whatever I've taught in the class, go back home and then try to do the same thing in that account. Okay. So go to this website, developer.salesforce.com. Provide your first name, last name. This email address should be the right email address, and then you can provide any company. The role can be developer. Company can be anything. Let's say put ERP here, and ERP, and then you have. Do you have anything to say, Raj? Is it Raj? NERP? Is it Raj?
Yeah, Deepika, there are two more new candidates, Jan, Amit and Hital. Can you ask them to introduce themselves?
No, Amit was here.
No, 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 no. Not Amit. Yeah, Amit was here, sorry. Madhu and Hital.
Okay, Madhu and Hetal. Okay.
So everybody knows what they are.
Okay, Hetal, can you unmute yourself and can you talk for 2 minutes? Or 1 minute or whatever? I just want to know what background are you from and how do you know about Salesforce?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Hey, my name is Hito and I have a diploma in IT. I have worked in IT for several years. I have switched fields and now I have my own company, but I would like to get back to IT field, especially in Salesforce because I have been in sales industry for more than 20 years if I count my middle school sales training.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's how long I have been in sales for a very, very long time, and just came to me that Salesforce is something, I might like if it is the IT because coding, I have done functional, QA, everything I've done. And this, I also wanted to do back then MBA in CRM because it was a new thing, but I ended up coming to US, so well, where I am at now.
Okay, so you're at the right place. Okay.
I
Okay.
hope so.
Thank you. Thank you. Who else is there? Madhu. Madhu, can you give me a quick intro? Okay, Madhu, try now.
Okay. So this is Madhu, and I'm working in the project management side, and particularly I lead a couple of teams in the release management as a focused area. So I'm learning Salesforce as a kind of a skill plus type of a thing like that.
Are you
So
using in your current work or somewhere?
No, I'm not using Salesforce at all. So I'm very much interested actually.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Do you know anything about
I had
Salesforce?
no,
Okay.
not much.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So let's start then. Whoever has not created the Salesforce account, this is the place they can go, developer.salesforce.com, and then you provide your email address, company name, an ERP, postal code, whatever you want to give it. The username has to be in email format. Okay, the username has to be in the email format means it will be like if say Madhu at the rate whatever gmail.com or whatever, but this does not have to be a valid email. You can use whatever you want, but it has to be with a at the rate and dot in it, so they know that's it's an email format. This is like a condition they have when for the username. Once you do that, go ahead and click on this checkbox and sign me up. After this, there will be an email from Salesforce developers, and in that email there will be a link to set up the password, so you can go ahead and set up your password there, and then it will take you to this particular screen, login.salesforce.com. Do you guys remember what username we used last time? Amit, do you remember what was the username?
Demo
Is this the one? No, I don't think so. Let me just go ahead and create one. So Deepika. Go ahead and create one. Sign me up. Once this is done, you will get an email.
Yeah, Deepika, I think last time you created a Deepika demo at aert2.com.
That's fine. I just created another one because we haven't done much last time, so that's fine. But thank you. Okay, so we got this email, and then here it will have the link to set up the password. So you just go ahead and click on this. This is your username, and then just go ahead and click on this. You can set up some password which is easy to remember. I usually put password 123. Now, can you tell me, does everyone has their Salesforce account now?
Yes, I do have.
Okay, and what about Lata?
Yes.
Madhu?
Yes, I do have.
Okay. Hetal, did you create one?
Yes, I did.
Okay, okay. Do you see the same screen that I'm seeing right now?
Well, I'll have to open it. Yes, I think I logged into Safari. Yes. Hold on just a second. I see. I'll have to come to your screen. Hold on.
So you go to did you click on that password link where you set up the password? All of you
I think
should
I'm
be
on the
seeing the
account.
same page.
What page is this?
You just logged in, and this is what the first page that shows up.
I'm in the accounts page. Hold on.
Do you see these tabs?
I
see the
see
screen?
different. I do see the screen, but I see very different tabs. So I'm trying to see where am
Okay, so
I
are you on the
because
sales application?
I'm on the Salesforce. I'm on Home JSP, and I think you are on the. You are on what? You are on some other this thing.
No. Did you set up your password? Did you click on that and you set up your password?
Yeah, I already did that. I
And
am
then
actually in my account. I see home. I see contacts. I see accounts, leads, opportunities. It's different than yours tab. I don't know why.
okay, which on the right hand side you see this drop down on this one? You see this drop down here?
Yes, I'm in sales.
You're in the sales,
Hmm.
but you see something different.
Yeah, I can send you a screenshot if you want.
Yeah, send me a screenshot.
where do you want me to send you the screenshot? Is there an email ID?
You can send to me at this email ID. Let me send you. Yeah, you can send. I'm just giving you my email ID. This one. Can you send it to me here?
I don't see the email ID. I only see
You can see on the chat. I just texted you.
Deepika. I'm still trying to. Okay, let me send you that. Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. So this is the main screen now. On the top, on this one, this is basically your whatever the name you have provided. If you wanted to take a look at, if you want to change your password or anything, you can go to this My Settings. Click on that drop down. You can go to this My Settings here, and on the My Settings, you will see there are different personal. If you want to change your, if you want to change any personal information, let's say you want to change your phone number or anything, this is the place you can go ahead and do that. Okay, if someone wants to have a different username or different nickname, etc., then you can change it here. You can add your address here, etc. So this is the whatever you have to do. You go to anything related to yourself, like changing any company settings or any other settings. Then you go to this one. You go to this My Settings here, and under the My Settings you see Personal. If you want to change the password, you can change it. If this is about personal information, if you want to change it to your time zone or anything, then this is the time zone thing. This is very important, grant account login access. Now, what is this grant account login access, guys? Grant account login access is, let's say you're having an issue with your computer or with your Salesforce account, and there is a person, remember even in your day-to-day lives at your workplace, you might have some troubles in your laptop, and somebody can see your screen, right? So this grant account login access is nothing but they're giving you access where you will be able to you'll be able to log into my screen, and you can make the changes and anything. Basically, that you give this access to an administrator or like a guy who can fix your stuff, and then for some period of time they will get your, and they will be able to directly log in without using any password or anything. And this is what the grant account login access is. So most of the time with any support issues, you can give your administrator or any support person the ability to log in as you and access your data. So that is what this is going to do. And a lot of times a question comes from this grant account login access. So I think I just got an email. Let me just double check. Oh, because you are under the Home tab. Okay, but this is exactly what I was looking for. That's fine. So if you go to the accounts lead, if you just click on the setup, Hetal, you'll be able to see the same screen as mine. If you just go ahead and click on the setup on the right hand side, on the top, you will see the same.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay? You are under this Home tab. That's why it was a little different. But yeah, this is the page I was looking for.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now this is what is this grant account login access? This is basically whenever you have any support issues and you wanted to give grant the administrator your ability to log into your machine, then this is the place you have to go ahead and do it, grant account login access. And here you can say what kind of access and for how long. It's 1 day, it's 3 days, 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year. Okay, so this is where you have to do that. My groups. My groups is nothing but like a set of users. You kind of created a group and you wanted to share something. Let's say you have some documents that you want to share, not with the whole company, but some particular bunch of people that you want to do. You can go ahead and create those groups here. Okay, so this is the place for the groups. Now, reset my security token. This is also very important. What is this reset my security token? This is basically, see, if you want to log in from outside, Okay, if you wanted to log in from outside, basically what they do is they want you to have an extra security. Okay, so what is this going to be? This, they will, once you hit this one, they will give you they won't just, if you want to log in, let's say what you do right now is you just provide your username and password, that's it. But let's say if you wanted to reset your security token, they will give you some alphanumeric code. Okay, and that particular alphanumeric code, every time you log in, you have to use that code with the password. So just for the extra security. And this reset my security token will be valid as long as you do it again. Okay, so if you haven't hit this reset my security token, that the period for which this security token will be valid is till the time you hit the next one. So once you do hit the reset my security token, is basically, let's say why you need the security token is when you want to access the system from outside, okay, and you wanted to give more permission, okay, we wanted to have more security. So what you do is you append this alphanumeric code every time you log in with the password, okay, and it is a case sensitive token. Are you guys following what is grant my login access and what is this what was the security token thing? Did you guys got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the security token. Next thing, important thing is login history. Now, what is this login history, guys? If you want to know who has logged into my account, okay, which URL he has used, which country he is from, what is his IP, basically this information is used to track if something fishy is going on or not. Okay, that's why you need this login history. If something going on which is unexpected or anything, you can track down this. You can go to this login history. It will tell you this person has logged in from this particular browser at this time from this location, and this was his IP. So let's say if you logged in, if let's say Amit logged in to the same username and password, I will see that, okay, his IP would be different than mine, which browser he's using, which URL did he came from, okay, and what location. So this is very important when we wanted to see if everything is going okay, if somebody is not trying to hack our system or anything. This is the place you can go ahead and come. Okay. Next thing is approver settings. Now, what is this approver setting? Approver setting is, let's say you are a project manager or what, and you are handling some project, and you might get some invites or you might get some approvals to be made, right? There will be something, hey, you are responsible for approving the budget or whatever it is. Let's say you are out on vacation. You don't want somebody to wait for you for 15-20 days before you come back and give the response, right? So what you can do is you can have your delegate. You can have someone on your behalf can do things for you. Okay, so this is what this is the place where you basically have this approver settings. And what happens is if you have someone as your approver, then whenever an approval request come to you, then your delegated approver will also get the email notification, and then he will be able to approve it or reject it, but they will not be able to reassign the approval request. Okay, so guys, the topics that I'm covering, there is a reason for that, because these are the kind of questions they will be in the Salesforce admin exam. Okay, the Salesforce admin exam is a very multiple choice kind of questions. So they might say what a delegate can do. So there might be a question saying what a delegate can do. Can he approve or reject request? Can he reassign the request? So you have to pick the option where it says they can only approve or reject the approval request. Every time you always need to read this definition. Whenever we come inside any page, always the questions come from one of these lines that they'll also give you a quick introduction on what approver settings is for. Okay, so you always need to, whenever you go and browse around this page, try to read these 3-4 liners, because that's how the questions come from. So the question might come from this topic is what a delegate approvers can do. Okay, can they reassign? No, they cannot. It says that the delegate approvers cannot reassign the approval request. What they can do, they can only approve or reject approval requests. Let's say Amit is a project manager and he's on vacation, and he has set Hetal as her delegated. So if he is getting a request, the Hetal will also get an email notification saying, okay, approve this or reject it. But she cannot reassign, or she cannot say, okay, give it to someone else. No, she cannot do that. Okay, this is what the delegate approver setting is for. Similarly, the question that can come from the reset my security token is Is it a case sensitive or not? Okay, that's what the question come from the reset my security token is. Is it a case sensitive? Is it alphanumeric? How many digits are there? So you need to remember those. Okay. Next thing we have here is, any questions so far, guys?
No.
Okay. Madhu, Hetal, Lata, anything?
No.
Okay. Are you guys good? Are you guys
No,
able
I'm
to
fine.
follow me?
Yes.
This is easy.
Yes.
This is very simple, right? This is something that you do, you need to do. These are nothing something like a coding or you have to think a lot. This is just simple, self-explanatory. Then you have a place called advanced user details. Now, what is this advanced user details? It basically gives you more details about you. Okay. And remember, guys, on the right hand side, you see this user license and you see this profile. Those are two very important things. Salesforce gives you, since we are using a developer edition, see, Salesforce is not making money off of this developer edition. Salesforce is making money off the other editions that they have to offer. There are different editions of Salesforce that you have to pay. Let's say you're starting a company, you cannot work with the developer edition. You have to buy another edition. So right now the developer edition has given, they have some licenses already given to you, like the free stuff. This is only for your learning purpose, to explore what Salesforce is. So this developer edition is a free edition, and it is for, it's not a trial version, so it's not like a 30 days or something. You can use it whenever you want, and this is a lifelong thing. So this user license is basically, Salesforce is, every user that you are in the company needs a license. Okay, if let's say your company has 100 employees, you will need 100 licenses. Okay, you cannot have that, okay, Deepika and Amit are sharing the same license. No, that's not allowed. Okay, you can't do those kind of things. One person needs one license. Okay, and under one license, there are certain profiles. Okay, I'll show you what does that mean. Let's go. So here, if I go back, don't worry about it if you're not following. If you just go to the users here, and you will see here that if I go back here, edit it. Once, right now, what is this? This is the, no, I have to create a new user. So this is one user, new user. See, this is the license. Let's say these are the licenses the Salesforce has given to you. And under each license, you will have different set of profiles. So if I select Salesforce, I get these profiles. Okay, if I select the other license, this is Salesforce platform, I only get this profile. If I select the identity, I get only this profile. If I select the chatter external, I get this profile. Okay, so there are different profiles under different licenses. Okay, and there are only limited number of licenses you get in a developer edition. So we will have a little bit restrictions while working here, but you will still be able to follow what you're supposed to know. No. Okay, so there will be a little bit restrictions, but you will still be able to figure out things. So what was the advanced user detail second? So if you go back here to the my settings here, and this is the personal one, and then if you go to your advanced user details, this is for your, this is where you have, gives you more information. So this is the license that you are using. So automatically, once you created your account with Salesforce, you got this Salesforce license. Okay, and the profile that you're using is a system admin. Now, what is a system admin? This is very powerful profile. If someone has this profile, you can do whatever you want in the system. Okay, it's like a god. You don't have any restrictions. If you try to even put any restrictions, you cannot put restrictions on a system admin profile. Okay, so this is like, this particular person has the system admin profile, and this is one of the very powerful. This is basically, it's active. These are the different checkbox. There's one very important checkbox here, guys, which is called the development mode. This one, development mode. So Salesforce is not just about learning this tool. There are different parts of Salesforce. There is a developer side also. So development mode is, let's say if you want to do any coding in the real time, or if you're using any other language like Java or any .NET or anything, you need to install some Eclipse. You need to have some IDE. You need to have Java installed, etc. You need to do those kind of things before even you start your program, or even if you write your first code exercise, you still need those Java kits you have to have in your machine. You need to have an IDE to work with it or something like that. But since the Salesforce has given you everything together, you don't have to worry about any IDE. You don't have to worry about any coding. You don't have to worry about any anything, everything is bundled together. Salesforce has this force.com which comes with all these kind of stuff. So if you want to access, okay, where should I write the code? This is the place you write the code. This is the development mode here. So once you click on this, this is where you create, you can do whatever you want. This is the coding. Okay, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to know, you don't have to install anything. You just go here. This is the developer console. Development mode means when you are coding, you need to have this development mode enabled if you want to write any Visual Force or anything like that. Okay. And so this is one of the most important checkbox when you are writing your coding or any pages you're creating, or you're writing any UI pages or Visual Force pages, you need to have this development mode enabled. Okay. Any questions so far? Anyone, any questions?
Is it possible for me to select any option underneath this which is not highlighted for me as a system admin?
Your voice is kind of very. Can you talk a little louder?
I'm asking. We have a couple of options like force.com, flow user, and other things, right? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, force.com. Yeah.
Yeah. So few of the options are not selected for me as a system admin, even if I'm going in.
Yeah, so you go to this edit here. This is the edit, and you just go ahead and do whatever you want. If you want to check this one, you can check it, uncheck it. You can go ahead and play around with it. Okay? So
Yeah.
just hit this edit button, and then once you hit the edit button, once you're done, you hit the save button. So it'll save it. So this is the place. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once this class gets finished, I will send you a. I'll probably do it by end of the day because, because I have to convert this whole 2-hour video into another thing, which probably takes about like an hour to convert into an MP4 version. So after that, I'll try to send it to you. Okay. So this is about the advanced user settings here. Now, next thing we have here is there was one more thing. Okay, so this was your personal settings. Okay, this was all about your personal settings. You also want, let's say you wanted to change, your company started using Salesforce, okay, just now, and you need to do any company settings, or you wanted to make add some information. So what you have to do is you just go up here to the setup. You just go to the setup here on this tab, and on this search box, the text box you see on this left hand side, just get rid of this placeholder and say company. Once you do that, this is the place where you can go ahead and change your company settings. Okay, so company information, anything related to company, their address changes or whatever, this is what the company gives you. So by default, since you have this one, the used data space that you get is 274. You have use file space, this is the amount of space that gives, and this is your time zone, this is your locale. Okay, and this is what all the different licenses the Salesforce has given to you under this edition that you're using. So you have these many licenses, and you have already used, since we have already used Salesforce, they gives you 2 licenses under this, and you have already used one because Salesforce system admin is one of them that we are logged in. That was we have already used. Then it tells you these are the other rest of you have not used any, so use licenses shows here. So this is the place where you can know, okay, how many licenses I have, how many I have used, and what are those licenses and everything. Okay. So this is more about the knowing about your company information. If you want to edit it, you just go here and hit the edit button. You can add the phone number here. You can add any other division you want to do it. Anything you want to add it, you can go ahead and do it here. Next one is fiscal year. Now, what is fiscal year? Basically, every company has their own fiscal year. Your company can have January to December. Some companies have it from March to April, or April to March, etc. So those are their fiscal years. Okay, some companies have September to August or something like that. So there here you can specify what is your fiscal year. Okay, do you start from June? Do you start from whatever you want to do it? Now, what is the purpose of these are the things, guys, you will do only once. Okay, whenever you join a company and if they have been using Salesforce for a long time, you don't have to worry about setting these stuff. But if your company has recently bought the Salesforce and now you want to do start with,
Yes, Raj.
this is the
Yes,
thing.
Raj, I have logged in.
Who is this? Hello? Did you hear guys something? Okay. So so what is this is the physical year. This is basically you can set up this year for your company. Okay, and where will these will be used? These will be used in reports. Okay, let's say I wanted to know how much sales we produced last year. Okay, so what is the last year? Do you want it from January to December? That is based off of which physical year you have set up. If you have set up from April to March, then that will record from April to March. So these kind of information will be used in the physical year. Does that make sense, guys? And you will only do this once. Because once this company has already bought the license and they've been working for quite a while, they've already done those kind of configurations. This is only one-time thing. Okay. Next is business hours. Now, what is this business hours? So every company has other business hours, like 9 to 5, somebody have 8 to 4, whatever. So you can set up your business hours here. Now, what is the purpose of these business hours? What is it? Let's say your customer care will have different hours of working, right? Because there was a 24-hour job. So you can have your business hours here. Now, what is the purpose of these business hours? Let's say you have said that, okay, this project manager has to approve this thing within 2 business hours. Business days or something. So let's say if you send him a request on Friday, okay, then he has business days means he won't include Saturday, Sunday. So he has time till Monday and Tuesday. So that's where you will know, you will use this information to figure out, okay, how much long, till when he has time to approve this. Okay, so you can exclude the Saturdays and Sundays. It'll basically 2 business days. That's what this business hours is for. Are you following, guys? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, am I going too fast?
You are good.
Okay, good. Okay, so next one we have is holidays. This is the this is basically you wanted to specify Christmas and all those kind of stuff. So you can take a look at, you can put your holidays here. So if anyone wants to know, okay, what is the upcoming one, then they know that, okay. And then sometimes the Salesforce, when you're sending emails, they'll notice these things. They'll have, okay, this is a holiday, so okay, this is a holiday from our company, okay, contact us 2 days later. So you can they'll have those configurations. So this is the place where you can set up your holidays. Language settings. Salesforce gives you different they're in different countries now. They've been all over the place. So these are the different languages they have used. So if you want to change to Spanish or something, you can easily set up your add or remove these languages. Right now, English is set to by default. Okay, if you want to have anything else, you can pick up from here. So these are the place where you do the language settings. Okay, so next thing that this is just giving you how to change your personal information, how you change your company information and all that. Then everything that you do, this is the main page, setup page. This is the main page that you see. Okay, and last time we discussed about these are the different applications that Salesforce comes up with. Okay, these Salesforce comes up with two different things. One, there is Salesforce has 2 different things here. One is, we can say, is the standard and the custom. Okay, they have some standard objects, then they have custom objects. What are the standard objects? Those are called as the out of the box objects as well. Out of the box means the ones that they have already provided to you. Those are called as the out of the box features. Salesforce standard objects means they have already provided you these out of the box. Custom means you can create your own. Okay. Last time, let me just give you a quick overview on what we said about objects and all that, because there are a couple people who are new. So if you wanted to see how the Salesforce works, let's first talk about how everything is set up. Okay, in the Salesforce, you have, let's say if I ask you to store all the employees in your company, I want you to store the first name, last name, and phone number of your employees in the company, and you don't know about Salesforce. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to an Excel sheet. Okay, and you're going to go to this Excel sheet and you're going to create a Excel sheet, and where you're going to have first name, last name, and phone number. Okay, and you will start entering information here. So this is the Salesforce is nothing but like a database. Salesforce is a database. Okay, it's a good looking database. That's what you can say. So here, what you will do, if I ask you to store your employees' information, you will store. I'll ask them to store first name. Then you'll have a column called first name. You'll have another column called last name, and then you'll have another column called phone number, right? And then you will start entering information. Let's say Madhu. Next thing would be, let's say, Amit. Then we have is Lata, and then you're gonna have their last name, their phone number, etc. Okay. So what is this? This is just simple table. In Salesforce, you have the same. You don't call them table. You call them objects. Okay. There's nothing in Salesforce called table, but you call them objects. Okay. So what is this? This is nothing but this is an object in Salesforce. Now this table has two things. He has rows and columns, right? This is the first column, second column, and third column. Now we don't call them columns in Salesforce. We call them as fields. Okay. Everything in Salesforce is also a table. Okay. This is very important. You need to understand this. A Salesforce is nothing but a database. Database is what? Database is bunch of tables. That's called a database. Okay. Bunch of tables put together. We call them as database. Okay. In table, what you have, you basically have columns. And then you start entering the information. Let's say you start with the first name, last name, age, phone number, and address. This whole table, we don't call them as table, we call them as object in Salesforce. Okay? And all these columns that you see, we don't call them as columns. What we call them? We call them as fields in Salesforce. Okay? And then you start entering information. You'll say Ram, Sita, Harry, etc., etc. Okay, these are the names you're going to go ahead and put it. Now here, these are the different three names you're going to put it, and then these are called as rows, right? These are nothing but the rows. But in Salesforce, we don't call them as rows, we call them as records. You have to remember this. Okay, we have objects, we have fields, and we have records. Whenever somebody says an object, okay, right away you think, okay, he's talking about a table. Whenever somebody says field, okay, he's talking about a column. Whenever somebody says record, he's talking about his row, he's talking about a particular record. Okay, so this is how the whole application of is differentiated. So we have objects. Salesforce gives you a lot of different objects. What are these objects? Accounts, leads, opportunities. Okay, opportunities, contracts, contact. Okay, these are the different objects that Salesforce, these are the standard tables that Salesforce has already given to you. Okay, how you know these are the standard tables? There is a place to go through. You go to the setup, okay, you type in here on the left hand side, remove this placeholder and type in schema builder. This is the place, schema builder. This is the place you will get an idea that, okay, this is all nothing but a table. Okay, there is a table called account. Let me get rid of all this. If you click on account, you see there is a table called account here. And what are the different fields in the account? Let me show you. Okay, these are the fields in the account table. Account name, account number, account owner. So how you can think, you can view this table as something like this. There is an account table. These are the different columns in the table. What are the columns? We have account name, we have owner. What else is there? You have account site, etc. Okay, this is all it is. This is all, everything you can consider it as something like this. There's a table called campaign where you store information related to the campaigns. What is this campaign? Basically your marketing effort or anything. That's what, there's a table to keep track of that. So what you have to do here is you just have to come, you don't have to worry about how to create these tables. What you have to do is, if you want to create a new account, means if there is a person, if we are doing a business with Bank of America, what you do is you go to the account tab, You don't have to worry about who created this table or whatever. You just go to the account and just hit the new button and enter all the information. Let's say we are doing business with Bank of America. You go ahead and say Bank of America. What is the parent account? If there is a parent account, you go ahead and say what is the rating, whatever the hot, warm, and cold, and you provide what kind of, is it a customer direct or is it a customer channel, what kind of type it is, what industry is it, banking. You can pick up the banking from here, whatever is this. So and then hit the save button. So this is the, you have created a account. You have created a record. This is a record, right? This is a record. And you see that, guys, there is something called as red here. There is a field which is marked as red. That's nothing but it's a required field. If I don't provide the value for this, it won't let me save that particular record because this is a required field. You have to enter the value for this. So these, or anything that is marked with red means it's a required field. Okay. So Salesforce has already created bunch of tables for you, and those are called as the standard objects. Okay, these are the standard objects. How you went where? You went to this place called Schema Builder, where you got a view of all the tables that are there in Salesforce. Schema Builder. Okay. Now, next thing that we have here is, I said, so now everyone is clear on what are objects. So these are objects, accounts, leads, opportunities. These are different objects. These are different tables. Now, bunch of these objects make an application, right? So in sales application, there are different applications here. On this left hand side, you see all these applications: call center, marketing, etc. These are the different applications that you see under this drop down: call center, marketing, app launcher. All these are the different applications. These are nothing but the standard applications that Salesforce has given to you. Standard applications. And say, let's say in sales application, you have bunch of these objects. You have accounts. You have, what else you have? You have contacts. You have opportunities. If you go to this one, if you go to the call center, you have some other objects. This accounts, contact, cases, solutions, etc. So you have these different objects. So everything you have, so you start with what? You have an application. Application is nothing but group of tables. Table 1, table 2, table 3. Okay, that is what it is. Okay, so this is the, now once an application is given to multiple profiles. Okay, and one more thing, guys, each of the table can have a tab also. What does that mean? See, you don't have to go through the schema builder to know about the table. They've already created these tabs for you: account tab, contact tab, the one that you see on the top, just for the easy access. Okay, these are nothing but the tab just for the easy access. Otherwise, you have to go to the setup and then you have to go to your schema builder to figure out this account thing. So they have created tabs for you. For objects, you have created tabs also. So so far what we started with tab. We started with objects. Okay, we started with objects. Each object has a tab. Okay, and these tabs put together make an application. Okay, and now this application can be given to multiple profiles. Now, what is this profile, guys? Profile controls the visibility of your application. I know this is something is little bit repetitive for some of the people, but just I want everyone to be on the same page. Okay, so just bear with me for a couple more minutes. So profile. Now, what is this? Every one application can be given to multiple profile. Okay, what is profile? Profile controls the visibility of your application. Okay, what things you will be able to see will be controlled by that profile that you have. Okay, so right now, this particular system admin, what I am a system admin. I'm a user, but I have a profile of system admin. Okay, now right now I can see all these applications because the profile that I have has the visibility to all these applications. Okay, so if I go to my profiles, okay, so first thing is user. First go to the user here. These are the users in your application right now. See, you just created one user, but you will get some chatter expert, you got a user integration, you got this user security. These are the by default got created once you created this account. Okay, and you will see that each of them has this profile. They have, one has a chatter free user, then this is the system admin. So right now I have a profile of a system admin. Let's go ahead and look at this profile. Now I said profile control the visibility. What does that mean? Profile will decide what things you can see, what things you cannot see, what are visible, what are things you won't see, what objects do you see, what tables do you see. So those are the things that controlled by the profile. Right now, I have visibility to all these applications. I can see call center, I can see app launcher, I can see community, I can see contact, because this is the profile that I have. Okay, and this profile is given to me, and you can give this profile to as many people as you want. Okay, see, let's say I'm a system admin. Okay, and this is my profile. This is given to Deepika right now. I can give the same profile, if depending on the licenses and all that, I can give it to another person called Lata. So both of them will have the same profile. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so this is my profile, and this profile can be given to multiple people. Okay, one profile can be given to multiple people. So right now I have this Deepika's profile. I have a profile of system admin. So right now system admin is able to see all these applications. See, he can able to see. Now if I wanted to hide something from him, what will I do? I'll say, okay, he's not able to see app launcher anymore. He won't see call center. He won't see community. He won't see content. He won't see marketing. So now if you come here, right now he is able to see all of these: sales, marketing, app launcher, community. Once I hit the save button, okay, now he does not see anymore because I have taken away that access. What did I change? I didn't change anything on the user. I changed the system admin profile, and this profile is given to whom? Is given to me. So if this profile was given to 4 more people, all of these people will only see these 4 applications because all of them has the profile. So what does the profile do? This is a very, very important concept in Salesforce. Profile. Profile control the visibility of the application. Control the visibility of the application. Okay. So profile control the visibility of the application. So you have Deepika, you have Lata, you have another one, then you have the 4th one. Okay, so you can, as many people can have this profile, and if you have changed anything on the profile, all of them will see the same thing because all of them have belonged to the same profile. So now if these are the only 5 applications he can see. If I want to give him back the access, you go back to the edit and you go ahead and give all this access back to the user. So you hit the save button. Okay, so now he will see all of those back again. Are you getting my point, guys? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Okay, Madhu, just a minute. So what you have to do here is you go back to the setup, okay? And let's say you wanted to go ahead. First thing is you go to the user, okay? And what profile you have to change? Let's say you wanted to change system admin because this profile is assigned to Deepika Khanna, okay? Now you go to the edit here. This is what you have. So through profile, you can control what applications the user will see, what tabs he will see, what objects he will see, what all these what standard objects he's going to see, what custom objects he's going to see, everything you can control through the profile. Okay, so now what we have discussed, we these things. What we discussed was we started with objects. Each of the objects can have different tabs. Okay, one object is a tab for this one, this object is this tab. Bunch of these tabs make an application, tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. Bunch of these tabs make an application, and this application can be given to multiple profiles. Let's say I have a profile of standard user. Standard user also has a sales application visible. Okay, I have a system user. System user also has this application visible. So you can give a particular application to multiple users. Okay, and this particular, so multiple profile, this is profile, this is also a profile, and one profile can be given to multiple users. One profile can be given to multiple users means the real people who are actually using. Madhu, that's a user. Lata, that's a user. Okay, Lata can only have one profile at a time. You cannot have system admin profile and a standard user profile. No. Okay, they can only have one profile at a time, but one profile can be given to multiple people. Okay, but one person can only have one profile at a time. If I wanted to change to system admin, I can change to system admin to something else, but then system admin profile will be taken away from me. Okay, then I'll only have one other profile that I have, the new one. Okay, I cannot have 2 profiles or 3 profiles. I can only have one profile assigned to me. Got it? Anyone, any questions so far? Everyone is good? Okay. Let me know, guys, if you want me to repeat anything. If you have any doubts, I'll try to resolve it. So you can tell me if you have any questions. If I'm going too fast, let me know. If I'm going too slow, let me know. Okay, I will be according to your needs. So I don't want you to rush on anything. So tell me if you have any doubts, and I'll be happy to answer that. Okay. No question. So let's go to the next one. So now we have. So now you can take a look at this. Now you'll understand things better. You'll see all these applications on the right hand side. You click to call center. These are the different objects that are available under this call center. These are the different tabs that you can take. You went to marketing. These are the different tabs that you see. Okay. These are the different standard objects that you have. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we will talk about each of those standard objects one by one later on. But now we will create some custom objects. Okay, we'll start with our custom application. Okay, now we know that there are different standard applications. Now we'll talk about the custom application. Custom application, something that you created on your own. Okay, you created from scratch. This is not something the Salesforce has given to you. This is the beauty of Salesforce. They give you a lot of things for free. Okay, whatever you want, they'll give it to you for free, some standard stuff. And then they will also allow you to change whatever you want. Okay, you can also create your own. You don't have to stick to what they have given to you. You can make changes to their stuff. Okay, so that is the beauty of the Salesforce. You have some standard out of the box features, and you can add your own objects. You can add your own applications. So in this course, we will be working on creating a recruiting application. Okay, in the class. Okay, we will be working on creating this recruiting application in the class, and as we are proceeding in this application, we will be learn about different topics. Okay, and similarly, I will give you a reference material where you will be creating an app called a warehouse app. So as I'm teaching in the class, the same topics, you have to do it with a different application. So you guys at the end of the course should have 2 applications. I'm not going to repeat this in every class. I've already told you one time. I will be working on this application, and I'll forward you the material for this application. You need to go through this app. You create this application on your own time. Okay, so you will be having practice on 2 applications. Okay, it's very simple, it's very easy, and it's very fun to do. If you get interest in this, this is very point and click. You don't have to, it's not too much, it's not rocket science. Okay, So I will be covering this recruiting application, and similar on the same page, you will be on the warehouse application. Okay, so let's start. What is this recruiting application will have? Recruiting application will be needed by any company who is basically looking for hiring their open positions. Okay, open positions means, let's say you work in HP, and HP has a couple of positions open for Salesforce admin, Salesforce developer, account manager, etc. Okay, and they are working on filling up those positions. First thing what they will need a table to store what positions are there in the company, right? That's the first thing they will need. What positions are there and what are the open positions? What are the closed positions? They wanted to keep track of that. Am I right? So first table you will need is a position table. We'll go ahead and we'll create this position table. Okay, but before doing that, let's just go ahead and create this recruiting application where we'll have all these different tables, position table, etc., etc. So we'll create this application. How are you going to create it? You go to the setup here. Okay, you go to the setup. You type in app. Get rid of this. You type in create app, and then under this build, you see this create, and under the app create you have this apps. So you go ahead and create this new app. Okay, see, these are the existing application, app launcher, call center, etc. These are the existing applications. Now I'm asking you to create a new application. So what you're going to do here is, this is custom app. Go ahead and hit the next button. Okay, what is the name of my application? Let's say recruiting. That's the name of my application, and hit the next button. Okay, now this is the image. If you wanted to upload a different logo, what is this image? This is this one. Okay, this is this image. Let's say you wanted to have your own logo on that application. Whenever you go to that application, you'll see a different logo here. How you can do it? You can insert an image here, but you cannot do it directly from your computer. If I hit the insert an image, it won't take me to my computer and try to upload it. You first need to put stuff in this documents. There's a placeholder where you have to upload your stuff, and then you can use that stuff which has been uploaded under the documents, and you can use it. You know what I mean? So let's say if I wanted to upload a different image, first what I need to do is I need to go to the documents and I need to upload that image under the documents. Now where is this documents thing? The document thing is, if you go up here, you see this plus button. If you go to this plus button, these are the extra tabs that they have. Okay, since they have a limited space, right? There's only limited space, but they have a lot of different standard objects. So what they have this plus button basically for the additional tabs that you can create. So what you do here is, there is a tab called documents. So you go there and you click on that one. Okay, so let me repeat one more time. I was creating an application, but then let's say I wanted to have a different logo and I wanted to upload a particular logo file. So what will I do? First thing I need to do is I need to go to the documents. I need to upload that logo there. There is a limitation on the size of the logo. It should be less than 20 kilobytes. Okay, so I'll go to the documents and I'll say new document. Right now there is no document. I'll say logo for recruiting. This is the document. Okay, now are you using this document internally or you're using it externally? So what is internally means, they can only share this file inside the organization, not outside this organization. Okay, so that is for the indicate the document is internal. If you wanted to share it outside of the organization, you can do that by clicking on the checkbox. One of this has to be checked. Okay, one of this has to be checked. So right now I'm putting as a external, so I can use it inside as well as outside. So that's why I made this available. Personally, this is a folder that they've already created for you. You can put your documents in this folder. Okay, so this is what I've done. I've created a new, I'm uploading a new document. Okay, and then from here you can pick up your stuff. So if you go to the downloads, okay, and let me see. I think I have a logo which is less than 20 kilobytes. And it's on my desktop, so let me see. Okay, this one. So I have this logo. Where is it? Okay, let me go ahead and upload it. Okay, thank you, Raj. So just, oh, it's 26 kilobyte. I will not be able to do this. There's a limitation here that it should be less than 20 kilobytes, and yours is 26. Okay, let me see. Let me just shorten it or whatever. Okay, so I'll go up here. Okay, Raj wants to have the logo of his company, so we're going to put that company logo here. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to browse through that. Our company, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to upload the document that he gave me because it's more than 20 kilobytes. That's why I have to resize it. Okay, so okay, so I'll continue resizing it. I'll make it 50% smaller. Okay, so now I'll go to my documents here and I'll choose that file. Okay, and then hit the save button. This was 17 kilobytes. Now this is the logo and ERP International. Okay, this is the logo. So what I'm going to do here is this is my document. I've uploaded the document. I made it available. If you don't make this checkbox available, you will not be able to use it. Okay, so you need to check one of these checkbox. Either you check the internal one or check the external, but one has to be checked. Okay. So now I've uploaded this. Now when I'm creating my application, I can go ahead and I will see this. So how will I go back and create an application? You go to the setup. On the left hand side, you type in app. You scroll down. You go ahead and create the app and you hit the new button. Okay. Once you hit the new button, go ahead and hit the next. What is the name of your application? Recruiting. This is the name of my application. Then what you do, then click next. What is the image? Now you will be able to get your image. See, this is the image. So you have uploaded this image and this is how it's going to look like. Okay, this is the image and then hit the next button. What all tabs do you want? Right now, I only have home tab. This is by default. You need to have this. Okay. What all tabs that you want? Let's say these are the standard list of objects they have already given to you. So let's say I want reports. Okay. I want, let's say, another one that is dashboards. These are the different tabs that Salesforce has given. You can move any of these here on the right hand side. Okay. So for this application, these are the tabs that I will see. If you wanted to move home reports before the dashboards, you can go ahead and click on these arrow buttons here. You will be able to do this. If you want to move this one up, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. And hit the next button. So this is the next thing. Now, these are all the profiles. Now, do you want this application to be visible to all the profiles? Yes. So I will go ahead and hit the right now, so in this particular list, you will also see system admin profile. So if you go scroll down, you will see there is a profile called system admin. So you're making this application visible to system admin. That means since I am logged in as system admin, I will be able to see this application and hit the save button. Okay. What we did right now, we created an application called recruiting application. What are the tabs that we have? And this is a custom application. So you can see this custom checkbox is checked. Okay. So this is the custom application. What all tabs this custom application has? Home, reports, and dashboards. Okay. And you will see a different logo. This is what we have done. Are you following what we did? We created a custom application. Okay. We uploaded our own logo. We added that. The name of our application is recruiting. What all tabs we have added? We have added home. We have added, the other tab we have added is reports. We have added dashboards. These are the different tabs we have added. And we made this application visible to system admin and all the profiles that are there, the standard profiles that Salesforce has given to you. So now on the right hand side, you will see this application called recruiting. Once you click on that, you will see the logo here on the left hand side called ERP International. And these are the 3 different tabs that you have added. Are you following?
Yes.
Got it? Everyone is clear?
Yes.
Any questions? Madhu, Hetal, Lata?
I'm good.
Good? Okay. So far are you liking it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good, okay. Okay, Hetal. Okay, so I completely understand, Hetal. That's why I'm going to give you that thing, that booklet. So you need to go ahead and practice on your own. I can, if you do all the practice, that'll take, this course is going to be for 8-9 weeks. Okay, so that's why I cannot do the practice in the class, but I'll try to go a little slow. But I will recommend you to go through those, the booklet that I'm going to give it to you. As soon as I'm teaching it, go through that. Okay. And next time, if you have any questions, we'll take 10-15 minutes before to just discuss those questions. So this is our recruiting application we have created. Now let's go ahead and create the first thing that we need for this recruiting application, because I need to keep track of what positions are there in my company, right? So what will I need? I need a table. Okay, I need a table called positions, which will have all the different, it'll give me information about what all positions I have open in my company. Okay, or what all positions I have in my company. So what will I do? I'll go up here and I'll call objects. Okay, so you'll see here, you'll see once you go to the build, under the build there is an objects. You don't have to remember where each of the tab is. You just hit whatever. If you're looking for app, you just type in app and it'll give you different options. Okay, there is an app here. If you wanted to go for, if you wanted to create a custom object, this is the one. Okay, so you go here and hit the custom objects. Now, what are custom objects? Custom objects are the database tables that allow you to store data specific to your organization. Okay, so let's say you're working in a hospitality business, okay, and you wanted to have a table to store all your rooms information. So you'll go ahead and have, okay, I have 2 bedrooms, I have how many suites, I have all those kind of information. Okay, so that is specific to your organization. If you're working in like a hospital, then you will have a table called patients, which will have information related to the patients. Okay, so that's your custom object. So custom objects are the tables that allow the data to your specific organization. You can use these custom objects to extend the Salesforce functionality or to build a whole different application. So right now you can add that custom object to the sales application as well. Okay, you don't have to create a custom application to add a custom object. No, you can use a custom object inside of an existing application, or you can create your own application that we just created called recruiting, and you can add that custom object to that application. Once you have created a custom object, you can create a custom tab. So these two things are different, object and tab. Okay, they're two different things. Don't ever mix up. You might have an object, but you don't create a tab. That's fine. Okay, so you can create an object without a tab, or you can create an object and you can also have a tab for it. Once you have created a custom object, you can create a tab, you can create a related list, you can create reports and dashboards for the users to interact with the custom object. See, there will always be, you can't have everything on, like you can't have a table just on itself. There might be some information related to other tables, right? You want to know what patients are getting treated by what doctors, right? So you wanted to have 2 tables, because if you will end up creating one table which has information about patients and doctors, what you will end up doing? Tell me guys, if you let's say if you have a table called patients and doctors, and you have patient name, patient last name, etc., and then you have doctor name, doctor last name, don't you feel any issue with this kind of approach? And if you see, what are the issues, guys? Tell me. If I go ahead and create, let's say, instead of creating two different tables, one for physician, one for doctors, and if I create only one table which has patient information as well as doctor information, do you see any issue with this kind of approach? I'm waiting on your answers. Amit.
Yeah, like issue because we cannot see that what patient to meet, what doctor, when, why.
No, right now if you do this, all this, you can do it, right? Because you kind of have one table which has everything related to doctors and everything related to patients.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will be able to figure out that, okay, Ram is getting treated by a doctor named Sonak. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then what's wrong with this approach then? Because if you have two tables, one is for patients and one is for doctors, you don't have, this table just contains information about the patient, and this table just have information about doctors. You don't know which patient is getting treated by which doctor in this approach. Right? So which one is better, the second one or the first approach?
The second one is better.
But still in the second one, you have no relation.
But we can create a key, identity key with the patient and relation to tie it up.
Exactly. But what is wrong with the first approach then?
Because there will be so many records. Each and every doctor will see so many patients. For each and every entry, there will be so many records.
Exactly. So there will be a lot of duplicates. See, there will be duplicate information will be kind of repeated. See, if there are 3 patients who are getting treated by the same doctor, you're kind of repeating that information 3 times of that doctor. Okay. So that's one thing. And they don't have this, if you have this separate table, this doctor can be used in another table as well, right? You wanted to see which doctor for something else, what kind of patients he's seeing, or whatever the information related to doctors, his degree and everything. So you don't have any individuality. They're very tightly coupled, so you cannot reuse them. Every time you wanted to use this, you have to use both, this whole table all together. You can't have a doctor's used in another entity and patient used in something else. They are kind of coupled together, so there's no reusability. Here, you can reuse this doctor in a whole different thing. You can reuse this doctor in a whole different thing. Okay, let's say you are creating another organization called school, and you wanted to have a list of doctors who went to this particular school. So you can use this whole table to be used in this application as well. But if you have one table which kind of coupled together, you cannot reuse as well. So this is another bad approach of creating one single table. So that's why we'll have a concept of relations. So that's why these are the related lists they are talking about. Okay. So once you have created a custom object, you create a custom tab, you create the related list, means what relationship they have with other tables. You can also access this custom data through the force.com API. Now force.com API is force.com is a different part of altogether of the Salesforce, and you can access your code outside of the force.com. Means if you wanted to know what custom objects is, you can use one of the APIs of the force.com. Okay, you don't have to go into the details of this because this is more than the scope of this course. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and create new custom object. Okay, and here you will go ahead and provide the name of your object. Let's say the name of my object is position. What is the plural label? Positions. Okay. Starts with a vowel sound? No. Okay, they have just added this checkbox just to make sure that does it start with A, E, I, O, U. If it not, then just do not click this checkbox. It is not big of importance of this. Object name. So this is the label. This is the name of the object. This is the object name. Okay, and then what is this context sensitive help setting? So basically you can create your own Visual Force page. Okay, so what is this Visual Force? Just like your own HTML, if you have worked with HTML before, you know that Visual Force is also like a scripting language to create the UI. UI means the pages, the view pages, what the customer is going to see. So if you want to have your own help and standard window for this object, you can go ahead and create that page and point to that page here. If you have created a Visualforce page, you will be able to point that page to this one. If you have not created any page of your own, you can just leave it to the standard help window. So whenever you need any help with this object, this particular window will pop up, which is this given to you by Salesforce.com. Okay. Now, enter the record name, label, and format. So whenever you create a custom object, Salesforce create one column by itself. Okay. One column by itself. Basically, that's mandatory. It will create, whenever if you create a case table, it will create a case whatever you want. It's a one default table, if default column or default field that it will create every time you create an object. So by default, let's say I wanted to create a first column called title, position title. Okay, what is the type? The type is text. So it will create a position table and it will have one column in it called position title. Okay, optional features. What kind of features you want? I will explain you all of these, but for now we will just we'll click on all of these checkbox. And then object classification. So basically there are two different kind of objects. One is lightweight, one is bulkier objects. Okay, lightweight means these objects will not be used, will not have any relationship with any other object. They are just standalone entities, not used by anything. They are just for adding some data in those tables. Okay, those are called lightweight object. And if you want your objects to be enterprise application, means you want these objects to be shared by others, to be used by others, to have relationship with others, you want to create reports off of that, then you want to make sure that these three checkboxes are checked. Okay, so this is basically like there are two categories of the object. One is lightweight, one is bulky. If you want the objects to be bulky because you want these objects to be shared among other objects, to called by other objects, then you have to click on these three checkboxes. That's it. That's the simplest definition. Okay, so you make sure that all of these three checkboxes are checked. Deployment status. What is this deployment status? Deployment status is basically if you want while you're working, if you want that, okay, you wanted to share what I'm working on with others, you make this into a deployed. In development means if you are working on an object and you don't want anyone else to see right now, okay, then you put that in a development mode. Okay, what is the development mode? Let's say you're working on an object or a table, you're in the middle of creating your table and you're not sure that do I need this table or is it finished or anything, and if you don't want to share with others, then you put that in the development mode. Okay, that doesn't mean that if you put it in a deployed mode, you will not be able to make changes. You will still be able to make changes, but other people will also be able to see it. In development, you will not be able to, other people won't be able to see what you are doing. Okay, so we don't care about that, so we are putting into the deployed status. Okay, what is this? You go ahead and click on this one. It will tell you what is this. Okay, deployment status allow you to control when a custom object and its associated custom tab or whatever is visible to non-admin users. Okay, if you want them to be visible, then you put them in a deployed status. If you want them to be invisible, then you put it into the development status. Okay, so always try to get this information. If you want to keep this custom object and its associated fields hidden from the users while you are developing and testing, then you set them into the in development status. Okay, when you are ready to let users see and interact with your custom application, you change this to the deployed. After a custom object is deployed, if you want to make further enhancements or changes to it, change the deployment status back into development. But you can still keep it as deployed, and you can, because you're a non-admin, right? If you want the admin only to see it, then you will put it into the development mode. If you want the non-admins to see it, then you put it in the development in the deployed mode. Okay, so this is what the development status is for, in development or deployed. Right now we'll keep it deployed so that other people will be able to see it, what we are doing. Okay, even if you put it in development, the system admin will still be able to see it. Okay, that's not a big difference because system admin has no restrictions. Allow search, this one is recently added. Let's say you wanted to search your records up here, from here. This is the allow search. Okay, so if you wanted to make that visible, then you basically put this checkbox. Object creation options. Add notes and attachment to this. Okay, we want to do that. Launch new custom tab means you're creating this object. If you want a tab also to be created along with it, you hit this. You have to make this checkbox. If you don't click on this checkbox, you will only create object, but you will not have a tab for it. Tab means you will not be able to click on, like you will not see something up here. Okay, this is what this is important for. If you create this one, you have to, if you wanted to create a tab for an object, then you click on this checkbox. So right now we want a position tab, so we'll go ahead and hit the save button. Okay, once you create this object, what is the style you guys want to follow? Okay, what is the style? Style is nothing but like a small icon. Okay, let's say we wanted to have apple. Once you hit the position, there will be an icon here on the top. I'll show you where it is. So right now it's apple, and hit the next button. Okay, so what we have done, we are creating a position object. Now this object, which all profiles do you want this object to see? By default, all of them are going to see it. Okay, if you want to change it, you can go ahead and change. We'll talk about what are these different settings, but we'll just stick to default on. Okay, I don't want to give you all that information right away. Hit the next button. Now, where do you want this object to be added? Which application? So these are all the standard application that Salesforce has given, right? Sample console, marketing, call center, etc. This particular object that we are creating, position, does not make sense for all of them, right? It only makes sense for this recruiting application. So that's why I'm adding my object only to this recruiting application. And these are the other rest of the applications. I don't want it to be visible. I just want it to be visible to this application. Then hit the save button. What you have done here now, guys, you have added an object. You have added a tab. Okay. If you have not clicked on that launch new custom tab, then you will not see this tab here. Okay. Once I go to this position, you see this apple sign. This is what the tab style is. Okay. And once you hit the new, since you added a first field called position title, that's what it is. Okay, the first column or first field while you created this object, this is what you get. Okay, are you following, guys? Let me repeat what I did. I went to the setup. Okay, if I want to create a custom object, I went to the setup. On the left hand side, I typed in objects. Okay, hit the new button, objects, and then you hit the new custom object. Okay, now here you provided all this information. The name of my object was position. The label was positions, the plural label, because you're in that particular object, you will have more than one positions listed, right? So that's why we call it plural label. This is the object name. Object name is basically used when you're coding. When you're writing the code, this is the name that they will use. Okay. And then you have the first column that you got created, or the first field was, you listed it here. Okay, you made these options available for now, and then you have this object classification also, because you wanted to make this object to be shared by other objects and applications. That's why you made all the checkbox checked. Then you put it into deployed status, and these are the two. You clicked on this launch new custom tab to make sure the tab gets created. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Are you guys good?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So now we'll go to the setup, and we will see how our table looks in the backend, because Salesforce is a database. So let's go ahead and go to what? What is the place? Schema Builder. This is the place I'm going to go. Schema Builder. Make sure Schema Builder. Okay. Now here, if I go to my position table, let me just clear it all. Now you will see a table called position. You click on that position table. But why do you get these three fields? These are the fields which Salesforce has created by default. Because they wanted to know, right? They wanted to know who added which object, when they added. So they have, every time you create a custom object, these are the three fields you'll get it by default. Okay. And this is the position title that you got while you were creating the object. So this is how the schema builder looks like. Okay. Now if you go to the setup, if you go to the objects, okay, you go to the objects here, you click on this position, you will see that this is the more information. So you see these are the fields got added, position title. These are the standard fields. Okay. These are the standard fields. So you went to the position object. This is what your position object looks like. You see this position underscore C. Why? Because this is a custom object. For all the custom objects, you will have this underscore C annotation at the end of every object, because they wanted to represent, they wanted to separate the standard and the custom object. So underscore underscore C stands for the custom objects. And similarly, when you're creating your own fields, the custom field, you will see underscore underscore C also. That represents the custom field. Okay. So now what we have done so far is, let's go back and revise. We have created a recruiting application, okay, which is basically will keep track of what positions are there and everything about candidates and all that will proceed. And we added the first table, the first object that is called positions. Okay. But guys, in the position, I just have one name, one field called position title. Let's say if I wanted to know what was the maximum pay on the position, what is the minimum pay on the position, what is the location for the position. I want to have more information about that position, right? I just don't want position title. I want more information about this table. So what will I need to do? I need to add more fields to this object. Okay, I need to add more fields to this object. So how will I do that? To do that, you're just going to go to the, you will go and add more fields here. So the first, so this is my position object. Right now there is no field I have created. Now I will go ahead and create the fields. The first field that I will create, just go ahead and create a first field. You'll hit this one. So you, how you will create, you go to the particular object. So you go to the setup. Okay. You can create it like here also, or you can go to the positions. Inside the position, you see this quick access menu. You click on that. And here also you can add new fields. Once you go to the view field, there is a new button here. Okay, view and new. So you go to here, you have this one, then you can see click on the new. So for this object, let's say I wanted to add new fields, means new columns of that table. Okay, so what will I do? I'll hit this new button. Okay, now these are the different kinds of data you might want to store, right? So you wanted to store the maximum pay. That is a currency. That's a dollar. That's something that's different than a number. Okay, so Salesforce has given you different set of data types. Okay, these are the different set. They are very self-explanatory. Auto number means this number will be keep on incrementing. Okay, for every new record. That is the auto number. If you wanted to add like a true false value, okay, does this position needs a travel? That answer to that question is yes or no. So you will need something called a checkbox. Okay, so they have provided you that. If you wanted to store what is the maximum pay on the position or what is the salary of the position, then you will have a data type called currency. Okay, that's the type of the data. Means data type means type of the data. Because in your real life you come across different kinds of data. You wanted to store how much weight it is, that's the weight. Okay, you wanted to store what's the time, that's the time field is there. You wanted to store somebody's phone number, you wanted to store an SSN, that's a social security number, that's an encrypted. You wanted to store password, right? You have URL. So there you come across different kinds of data. Text, just a simple plain text. Okay, so similarly Salesforce has given you some list of data types. These are the list of data types. Currency uses, if you wanted to store rupees, dollars, Australian dollars, dinar, etc., etc. So you have this currency. Date, when was this position opened? When was this position going to close? Okay, what is the starting date of the position? So those kind of information, you have this date. Okay, you will get a field of this, that okay, and you're telling Salesforce that this field will only have date kind of data. Okay, you won't add somebody's name in this field. You will only have a date time. If you wanted to specify that, okay, we're organizing an event at this time on this date, so that is date and time together. So you have this one. Email, this is self-explanatory. Geolocation, you wanted to know, like if you're working in an application with longitude and like basically like a weather kind of organization which deals with weather reports and all that. So you will need latitude and longitude information. For let's say Google Maps, you wanted to know, okay, on this map what is the latitude and longitude for this particular location. So those kind of application will need geolocation kind of stuff. Number, if you wanted to store how many employees are in that organization, that's a number. Percentage, what was the increase in the revenue last year, that's a percentage. Okay, phone number. Pick list, is, let's say guys, pick list is basically, let's say you have seen a lot of times which state are you from, so they'll have a drop down, right? They'll have Alabama, Texas, Washington, all those kind of list of states. Okay, so that's a pick list. You can pick one state, one item from that list. You cannot have multiple You can't select that I belong from Texas as well as DC. No, you can't do that. You have to pick one particular state because you can live at one state at a time, right? So that's a pick list. You can only select one item. Multi-select pick list means you can select, that will be a drop down again, okay? But you can select multiple items. Let's say, what subjects are you choosing in your class? So you can pick English, you can pick computers, you can pick home science, whatever it is, okay? Arts, etc. So that's it, multi-select. Text means just straight numbers or text. It's just, this is just some alphanumeric, whatever you want. That's a text. Okay, combination of letters and numbers. Text area. Text area means if you want to store something big, like if you wanted to store somebody's resume, you need more space. So you have text area. So then you can have up to 255 characters. Okay. If you want to have a description kind of thing, like about its small description about a particular position, then you need a field called text area. If you want to have something, a very large space for writing text, like up to these many characters, you don't have to remember how many characters, they'll never ask you. But just if the data that you're storing is large, then you pick a text area, long or rich or encrypted, okay? And encrypted one is when you wanted to store the text in encrypted, like using asterisk signs or passwords or something, then you have this one. URL, if you wanted to store the URL, google.com, monster.com, linkedin.com, like a URL, then that's you have. Okay. These are the different data types. So let's say I wanted to store the minimum pay of the position. So which data type will I use, guys? If I wanted to choose the minimum pay for the position, which data type should I pick? Tell me.
Currency.
Very good. Anyone else? Any more? That might be wrong. Any more answers? Number. Okay. What else? Any more answers? What kind of data? See, I'm storing the maximum pay. Madhu. I think Madhu was the answer who said number, right? Lata, what do you think will be the data type for that? If I wanted to store maximum pay for the position, what will the data type that I should use? Should I use date? Should I use number? Should I use percent? Should I use currency? What should I use, Lata?
I go with number.
Okay, or?
Percent.
Why would you use a percent?
Okay.
I think it should be currency because it's a specific, it's a salary, so it's only in currency.
Exactly. That's going to be currency. Okay, because you're storing the salary of an employee. If I asked something to store like how many employees, that's a number. But if you know it's a salary, it's going to be in dollars or whatever, then you will definitely have if there was no data type called currency, then you would have gone for number. Okay, but they have already given you a currency specifically to mention money and all that kind of stuff, then you have a currency data type. So you go ahead. So now what I'm adding a new column, or you can say I'm adding a new field for this position table, for this position object, to store the maximum pay of the position. So what I did, I went here, I picked up, I'll repeat one more time. We went to this positions. Okay, you're adding it right now. This is the only field I have, this one, position title. Now I wanted to say new object, and here I will, I'm so sorry. I'll go to the position. You wanted to add a new field here. So you go back to your object. Which field you want to add? You hit here, new field. What is the type of, what kind of information you're going to store? I'm going to store currency. So hit the next button. That's the currency. Then you have field label is minimum pay. That's the minimum pay. And then length means how many digits can be there. So total you can have 18. Okay, decimal places means how many digits after the decimal. If I wanted to have 2, you can add 2 here, but the total number of things you can have is only 18. So the sum should be 18. That should be the sum of length plus decimal should be equals to 18. So if I go ahead and save this, it will give me an error because it should not be more than 18. If I do 16 here, then it will allow me. Okay, if I do next, then it will allow me, because the sum of these digits as well as the decimal places should not be more than 18. So right now, let's just stick to whatever was there, 18, and make it 0. This is the field label, minimum pay, and this is the field name. Field name is another thing. Whenever you want to represent, you use this field in the coding. Okay. Then instead of minimum pay, this is for user to see. This is for coding purpose. If you are writing a code, then you will use this value instead of this one. Okay. So this is just to make it user friendly because they don't know what underscore means and all that kind of stuff. If you want this field to be required, means every time somebody creates a position, they have to enter the value for this field, then you make this checkbox is checked. If you want to give a default value, okay, let's say you wanted to say everything has to be at least maximum pay or minimum pay should be at least 90,000, then you give a default value here. Okay, so every time you create a position, they will get a default value. You can change it later on if you want. Okay, but this is the default value you'll get it. So if you want to have any default, you can add it here. Hit the next button and then visible to all, because these are the profile. I want this field to be visible to all the profiles. Next, and then hit save. So now if you go to the positions, if you hit the new button, there is a field got added called minimum pay. Okay, this is the field got added called minimum pay here. Okay, similarly, let's say you want to add another field. So we'll go ahead here and we'll say new. And then let's say I wanted to store maximum pay. So what will be the data type, guys, here? Again, what will be the data type if I wanted to store what is the maximum pay on the position? That will be again currency, right? So because we want exactly that will be currency. Thank you, Hetu. Hit the next button. So the name of the field will be maximum pay. Okay, this is the name of the field called maximum pay. And then the field name automatically, once you tab out from this place, maximum pay, the field name will automatically auto-populate it with the underscore. So it will replace this space with the underscore. Okay. And then hit the next button. And then make it visible to all the profiles. This field is visible to all the profiles. And then hit the save button. Okay, so what will happen now? You go to the positions, you go to the new, and this is the third field got added called maximum pay. Okay, so for you guys now, what I want you to do is I've shown you how you can add fields. I'll give you one more example. Let's say I wanted to add something called as when this position is going to open. So what kind of data type will it be? If I wanted to store when this position is going to open, what will be the data type that I need? You pick up. Okay. What else? What are the other options, guys? So somebody said date. What is the second one? What else you can think? He might be wrong.
Date and time.
Okay. What else? What others? What is other opinion on this? What will be the type? Okay. What others think? Madhu, why you think it's going to be time? That it's going to be text? Why you think it will be a text? If I say open date for the position will be November 20th. So what is it? Is it text? It can be a text, but it is more, if they're giving you date, then you will use something called date because they will give you a calendar to select from. So if I just choose a text field, they'll just give me something like a text. Okay, but if I want it like a date, I'm saying I wanted to store when this position is open. So that will be open date. That will be of type date because they will give me a calendar kind of pop up and then I can pick that date from there. So that's why I will use a date data type, and this is going to be the open date for the position. If you want to make it required, click on this. If you want to provide a default value, you put it here. Make it visible to all the profiles. Make sure you do this because we will need this information when we are talking about profiles. So we'll just make it available to all the profiles, hit the next button, and then save. So now what you have done is you have added another field called open date. Okay, and this field, see, once you click on it, it gives you a calendar. This is the text fields. You don't get the calendar. You're telling that this is going to be a date, so they have made it easy for you, and they've already given you a calendar kind of stuff. Okay, just by choosing a data type of date. That's why they gave you a calendar. Okay. So this is the power of those data type. If everything was text, then somebody might enter like 9 or something like that. If you enter a wrong value, they'll make sure this is right, because the data type that you have used is date. So they will make sure that the user is entering only date. He's not entering anything junk. Okay. So that's why you need this open date and you need a data type. Any questions on this one, guys? Okay, so what will be the homework now is I have shown you how to create object and I have shown you how to add fields to this object. Okay, the homework will be you need to go ahead and add a lot more fields to this object. Okay, and I will send you those fields that you need to add for this object. Okay, so when you go home, you need to create the same application that I'm creating, and then I think on Sun tomorrow I'll give you that book for the warehouse, so that you can get an idea on what the other application you have to build along with me. Okay, so right now you need to just make the same thing that we did today. You need to have an application tomorrow running. You need to have an object added to that application, and there are a bunch of fields. I'll send you the list today. You add those fields. I'll also tell you what data type. So it will be very easy exercise for you, but you will get a flow of this whole thing. Okay, so this is, any questions on this one? Let me find right away those assignment. So let me go ahead and give you that assignment. Let me give me a minute. Let me first find the assignment. Okay, this is the one. So you see this assignment on the position and assignment on candidates. Okay, so I think I have everyone's email ID, but I don't remember. Okay, so can somebody give me their email IDs, everyone? Okay, what else? Madhu, I got it. Amit. Okay, what else? Wait a minute, I think. Wait, so slow down, guys, slow down. Let me just. Okay, who else is there? Okay, and then who else is there? Okay, 4 people, I got it. Madhu, Amit, Hetal, and Lata. Okay, so I think I'll just send it. If you can finish the both parts of the assignment, that would be good. If you couldn't, that's okay too. Did everyone got the assignment?
Yes.
Okay, guys.
I received it.
Okay, so everyone should have gotten. So try to do that exercise, and we'll see you tomorrow in the class. If you have any questions, let me know. Try to practice along with me. And tomorrow, after the class, I'll share you that warehouse application that you have to create on the site. Okay. Okay then. Thank you guys, and I'll see you at the same time tomorrow, 10 o'clock. And I hope you liked it, and I'll send you the recordings. Okay. It might take a couple hours because I need to convert it, and but I'll send you today. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Deepika.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Anyone has to say anything? Bhargavi? Hey Bhargavi, you want to give a quick introduction? I've never got a chance to talk to you, but you are the one who have organized everything on this class. We're having this class because of you. So thank you so much for arranging everything. Hi Bhargavi. I've heard about you a lot, but I haven't got a chance to talk to you.
Hi Deepika, this is Samit. I just want to summarize that we created a custom app, which it is recruiting.
Okay.
Then we created an object called positions.
Exactly.
And we created fields, like different fields.
For this object.
For this object. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, and then we added, like for this application, we added a logo.
Right.
Right. So you went to the documents tab and uploaded everything in that. Right. The logo should be less than 20 kilobytes. Then we talked about all the personal and the company setup. We talked about grant access. Okay, so let me just give you a quick summary. So we started with the personal setup. Then we moved to the company setup, how to do that. In the personal setup, the important things was login history. We talked about grant access, login access. Then we have approver settings to set somebody as a delegate. Then in the company setup, we set up how to set up the fiscal year, business hours, holidays, etc. And then we talked about the custom applications, okay, how to create a custom application, to add a logo for the custom application. And then we talked about the how to add objects, or how to add custom objects to this application. And then we saw how to add fields to this application. Fields to that object means basically we talked about table and what are the different columns of this table. So we did that, and then we talked about different data types. Means if the field that needs to have a phone number, then you will pick something called a phone number data type. If you wanted to store somebody's a date, then you have a date data type. Okay, so these were the different data types that we talked about. So that was a quick summary on what we did today.
Perfect. Thank you, Deepika.
Okay then, guys, thank you so much, and have a nice Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. You can use the same link that I sent you today, so you don't have, I'm not going to send another one. You can just use the same one. Okay?
Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.